All right, good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm 5 News meteorologist Stephen Elmore. We're going to do a quick live stream here just because we have a few of those isolated cells across the river valley this evening, and they are producing some potential severe weather. We have that severe thunderstorm warning affecting ports of Johnson and Logan County. That's going to go out for at least the next 45 minutes or so. This is currently our only severe thunderstorm warning, and we knew this was going to be possible for today with the mixture of still seeing those temperatures reaching up close to the triple digits across the river valley for today. Still seeing the humidity, those dew point values up into the high 70s and the 80s. This is all before that cold front arrives heading into the overnight hours for tonight. By the time we get into tomorrow, temperature is obviously going to be feeling much different. All right, so let's take a look at the severe thunderstorm warning that's impacting parts of Johnson and Logan counties. This is going to go out till another 25 minutes or so. 60-mile-an-hour winds and nickel-size hail. I want to point out that hail first before we get a closer look at where these are going to be impacting directly. Let's pull up the hail cores. Again, starting to die down. We saw this very similar situation yesterday with these isolated thunderstorms where we got a warning and then it expired before it even, or canceled before it was even allowed to run its timeout. These are just quick pop-up thunderstorms that are feeding on so much energy in the atmosphere, and then they just collapse and they fall apart very shortly. So we had a scan of maybe producing some hail just near I-40, but then it's already starting to drop closer towards that penny-size hail below the severe limit. So we'll see if the severe thunderstorm warning lasts all the way out until 5:45. I want to zoom in here and show some of those impacted areas. It could be seeing some of those gusty winds and potential small-size hail. Coal hail is involved in the severe thunderstorm warning. Again, if you're driving on I-40 this evening, you could see some of those gusty winds and downpours or two right across the river there, and then Scranton also involved in the severe thunderstorm warning. Again, this isolated cell not expected to last a whole long amount of time. Again, it's very similar to yesterday where we saw just a quick pop-up thunderstorm and it fades out, very windy, gusts itself out very quickly. All right, so this is just outside of Clarksville, right over the river right now, and you'll be moving into Scranton here very shortly. This is west of Lamar, west of Clarksville. Folks who live in Clarksville, you're probably still seeing some of that rain, maybe some lightning strikes off in the distance, but for the most part, the heaviest portion of this cell, again, just to your west. We'll zoom out here a little bit and show you those other cells that are across the river valley this evening. Had a few cells just north of Fort Smith into Crawford County, and these have already started to fall apart like we're talking about what's going to be similar to this other cell that we're looking at. This one has not been severely warned, and we've only seen those gusts around 30 to 40 miles per hour. So just that one severe thunderstorm warning right now, producing a lot of lightning. Let's take a look at velocity at those wind gusts. Again, it's just one isolated cell, so really not seeing a very defined line, but overall just producing some of those 50 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts, a lot of lightning, and those small hail cores. So again, this is expected to fall apart here very shortly, not going to cause a whole lot of problems. Could see a few trees down here and there. Could see a few of those isolated power outages, but this is so isolated that it has nothing to feed off of, so it's going to be dying off here very shortly. We could see possibly this warning extended further into Logan County, but that will probably be it. We're just waiting until around 5:45 to see if this warning is going to be continued to extended. Again, folks in Clarksville, you're out of the picture here. You're just going to be off to your west, towards your southwest. Morrison Bluff, though, could be seeing a stronger cell start to move in. Looks like the stronger portion of the cell is still towards the west of Morrison Bluff. Zoom in here one more time. You see those lightning strikes there. Hartman seeing a lot of lightning strikes, and probably the majority of those wind gusts going to be right in that area. I'm going to pull up those hail cores one more time to get our latest reading. And again, this one is a past reading. It's overlapped by this current one right here where we're seeing just that light gray and that darker gray. So maybe for a brief period there, we saw some up to nickel to possibly quarter-size hail very briefly, and then it already started to fall apart. So this is a good sign as we continue to move through over the next 20 minutes or so. Again, Hartman probably seeing the majority of the severe weather right now. It's so isolated that we could see a few of those power outages just in that specific area. Maybe Coal Hill potentially could see some of those gusty winds move through. And then just a downpour. We took a look at our camera earlier. You just saw across I-40, just outside of Clarksville, just downpour of rain. Maybe saw a few of those hailstones out there. Let's take a look at sweeping radar real quick. This is showing good signs. Earlier on, I'll show you the loop from the past hour or so of what this one cell looked like. It kind of came together just outside of Clarksville, and at least the northeastern side of it has already fallen apart. We're looking at this area right here that over the past hour or so has continued to weaken. This portion of it, though, strengthening just enough to cross over into the severe limit, producing those 60-mile-an-hour, or capable of producing those 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. But hopefully we see the trend follow it, and it continues to break down as it pushes further into southern Johnson County, eventually into Logan County here in the next 20 minutes or so. So again, just that one severe thunderstorm warning. If we get any further updates, if it's extended, we'll hop back on here. But just to watch out for those gusty winds being produced in the Hartman area, Morrison Bluff area, and Coal Hill area. Again, if we start to get any updates on the severe thunderstorm warning increasing in size, or if it's extended with that warning, then we'll hop back on here. Outside of that, folks, and the surrounding area of Coal Hill, Morrison Bluff, and Hartman, just watch out for a quick pop-up thunderstorm. Should be moving out of here in the next 20 to 25 minutes or so. We'll keep an eye on it throughout the rest of the night, but for now, keep it here, keep it local as always. We'll keep you advised.